Hey, Chris, how you doing?
I was like, no, I was just like, what do I get? How like? Oh, hi. Yeah, thank you. How much did you like? Where my top is, and I have programs. So that lady thought I was handing them out right there.
Well, hello.
Okay. Do you mind
Welcome
if I
to
give one
this
to her?
early birthday party for the USA. 248 years. Raise your hand if you were here at the beginning. They think I was. We'll be celebrating the 248th birthday tomorrow, and welcome to our third concert of this 93rd consecutive season of concerts by the city bands. We're happy you're joining us tonight, and it'll be kind of a birthday party for the good old USA here. Before we start, though, we want to recognize our sponsors for the evening: the American Legion Auxiliary, Badger Chevrolet, and Lake Mills Area Community Foundation. We thank them for their support, and we appreciate your support as well. So thank you. Before we get rolling with this Independence Day celebration, we're going to start, as we always do, with a piece that was written by one of the most famous composers of popular music in America. Irving Berlin wrote this piece for a military show called Yip Yip Yap Hank in 1917. For whatever reason, he cut it from the show, and it sat in the trunk until 1938, when one of the most popular radio stars at the time, Kate Smith, asked Berlin for a song to premiere on her weekly network radio show for the 20th anniversary of Armistice Day, or the end of World War I. And here it is. God bless America. our celebration of the 248th birthday of this country, we'll start with a march by Fred Jewell. E Pluribus Unum was composed in 1916. The title is drawn from a motto adopted in 1782 by the United States government. Translated from Latin, it means "from many come one," in reference to America being one country united by many different states. So here it is, E Pluribus Unum. Tonight, the City Band has the honor of premiering a piece that the band commissioned Chris Salerno to compose thanks to the generosity of an anonymous donor. Tyranena, Lake of Tranquility, is The title comes from the Native American name for Rock Lake, which is Tyranena. It was likely given to the lake by the Mississippian people that we think now were the ones that inhabited Ashland. The Lake Mills Ashland area was the northernmost outpost for this culture. The piece begins with a rousing fanfare that segues to a tune recalling the ancient culture surrounding Rock Lake and its mysterious man-made underwater pyramids. The pyramids were discovered in 1900 by two brothers, Lee and Claude Wilson. Claude was the mayor at the time, and Lee Wilson was my next-door neighbor when I was in high school. The ancient-sounding tune transforms into a more developed theme reminiscent of the first city band in 1844 and the Army, including a young Abraham Lincoln, chasing Chief Black Hawk through Lake Mills in 1832. A more tender theme then communicates the enjoyment derived from an early morning at the lake surrounded by the beauty of nature. I had put it in terms that I thought would work. I don't think it works with all the band members. I said, just imagine it's an early morning, you're sitting out in the lake and you're having a cigar. But they didn't relate to that, I guess. But so after the return of the more mysterious theme, the piece ends peacefully after a final playful interlude. And here is the premiere performance of Tyranena, Lake of Tranquility. wherever you are, would you stand up? Chris Salerno is the composer of this piece. Thank you, Chris. this 248th birthday of the USA, it's a great time to recognize one of the great cheerleaders of the American spirit. George M. Cohan was born on July 3rd, 1878, but claimed throughout his life to have been born on July 4th. He started performing on the vaudeville stage as a small child with parents and sister. He wrote his first musical hit in 1904, and from then until 1920, he had 50 musical plays on Broadway. At one point, he had 5 musicals playing simultaneously, and he managed to conduct the overture at each of the evening performances by staggering the starting times and moving quickly from theater to theater. The theaters were kind of close together. Tonight, we're presenting a medley that includes Mary's a Grand Old Name, Give My Regards to Broadway, 45 Minutes from Broadway, Yankee Doodle Dandy, and You're a Grand Old Flag for Music of America for a typically American institution, the concert band. So here it is, Star Spangled Spectacular. next piece we're going to play was not really commissioned, but Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis, who was the commissioner of baseball in the early 1920s. He came in to clean up baseball after the Black Sox scandal in 1919, when a number of players, if you ever saw Field of Dreams, Shula's Joe Jackson was one of the players on that 2019. They were the White Sox, but they called them the Black Sox because of the corruption they had. And it was over, it was probably, the bribery was in the like $200 range. But they were out of baseball forever after that. But Landis asked Sousa to compose this march on the occasion of the National League's 50th anniversary in 1925. Sousa was a big fan of baseball. If you look at Google it, you'll see Sousa, which is quite a sight, in a baseball uniform. He had a team. His band had actually 2 teams. So here's a piece called "The National Game Complete with the Crack of the Bat." The National Game by Sousa. Thank you. Claire Grundman was a prolific composer and arranger, composing over 50 original works for concert band, as well as a number of arrangements for band. If you attended a high school graduation this year, you probably heard Claire Grundman's arrangement of Pomp and Circumstance, used by a lot of high schools. Grundman often utilized folk tunes to compose his pieces, too. However, this piece, The Blue and the Gray, was composed by Grundman in 1961 for the 100th anniversary of the Civil War. It displays songs of both the North and the South and includes Kingdom Coming, Marching Through Georgia, Tenting Tonight, The Yellow Rose of Texas, The Bonnie Blue Flag, Orally, Dixie, The Battle Cry of Freedom, and The Battle Hymn of the Republic. Here is The Blue and the Gray. march, Wisconsin March, was composed by Edwin Franco Goldman in 1956, shortly before he died. It was dedicated to the University of Wisconsin, and Goldman was a friend of Ray Dvorak, the band director at the time at Madison, UW-Madison. When the band performed it in the band on the field, they would sing it at the first time through the trio of the march. So here's the Wisconsin March. Wisconsin, Wisconsin, the way behind your cart, we belong to that great badger throng. We're lucky, there's Bucky, who's out to win. All the guys and the gals follow him. The Union to Bascom, to pick the corn, where we live and we work and we play. Wisconsin, the cardinal, we wave on high, forever and ever and I. Thank you. We have another piece tonight that was composed by Claire Grundman. American Folk Rhapsody was the first of what would become 4 different rhapsodies utilizing American folk songs. In Grundman's program notes, he stated, the material used consists of My Little Mohi, otherwise known as On Top of Old Smoky, Shantyman's Life, Sourwood Mountain, and Sweet Betsy from Pike, all excellent songs of American folklore which have not received the attention they justly deserve. That was his quote. We'll try to give them that attention tonight. Here it is, American Folk Rhapsody. piece written by a Czech composer has become kind of inextricably tied to America. When Antonín Dvorak took up residence in the United States for several years in the 1890s, he lived in Iowa. He composed a Symphony Number 9 called says From the New World, what we know as the New World Symphony. It was composed in 1893 while he was director of the National Conservatory of Music of America. It premiered in New York City on 16 December of 1893, and it's one of the more popular of all symphonies. Neil Armstrong took a recording of it to the moon with Apollo 11 in 1969. So here's the finale of Dvorak's New World Symphony. We may need to play that one 3 more times. People are getting excited out there. That was good. All right, we're going to close tonight with a patriotic American song that every one of us has learned, probably in elementary school. America the Beautiful's lyrics were written by Catherine Lee Bates, and its music was composed by church organist and choirmaster Samuel Ward. The two never met, but Ward had initially composed the song's melody in 1882 to accompany lyrics to Materna, the basis of a hymn. Though the hymn was not first published until 1892, the combination of this melody and Bates' poem was first entitled America the Beautiful in 1910. And this is one of the most popular of many American patriotic songs, and a perfect one for us to close with tonight as we prepare for that birthday party tomorrow, 248. We'll have to all blow out the candles here. It'll take the fire department. So, all right, here we go with America the Beautiful. have to get crowd control out here. Before we go, we want to thank you for being here tonight and wish you a very glorious 4th tomorrow. Remember, we'll be having fireworks tomorrow night at the Selgin Building, just about a half mile down Lake Street, East Lake Street. Hope to see you there. I also want to thank our sponsors for tonight's concert, the American Legion Auxiliary, and thank you to the Lake Mills Area Community Foundation and to Badger Chevrolet. Our next concert is set for July 17th at 7 p.m. right here. Our theme is going to be music of stage and screen. We hope to see you there. 4 weeks from... Okay. 4 weeks from tonight, we'll be looking forward to our annual joint concert with the Palmyra Eagle Community Band. Now, if able, please rise and join us in the singing of our national anthem.